Nwachukwu, and everybody wonders most times why my name is Nwachukwu. It's not usual. I'm not Ghanaian. I'm a technology lawyer. I'm also the registrar at a school, and I do a lot of things. My talk today, when I was coming here, I was worried. Federal University of Technology, Minna, I'm a lawyer, I kept on wondering, it's TEDx, and I'm wondering what could I possibly say to these people? What can I bring from my own perspective to them? And after I had given it a very long talk, I said, okay, I'm going to talk about what I like talking about the most, law. It's strange, it's funny, but yes. 17 years ago, I possibly could never have seen the relation between law and technology. When I was making a choice whether to be a science student or an art student, my father said something. He said, well, you appear to be multi-talented and you seem to want to do everything. So we're going to arrange your courses in a way that if eventually you change your mind, you can fit into anywhere you want to. So I ended up taking chemistry, physics, biology, and all that. And the only different subject I took was literature. Now I woke up one day and said, okay, I think I'm done with the sciences. I'm going to be a lawyer. And, everybody was worried. What is wrong with you? Why are you going to be a lawyer? You have all your sciences going good for you. So why not be a doctor, an engineer? And I don't like the sight of blood. I can't possibly put things together even if I wanted to. So, but I love talking. I love talking a lot. I love to talk, and I love to read a lot of it. So I said, okay, I'm going to be a lawyer. And I loved something that wasn't very common then. I loved technology. I loved coding. I loved computers. That was one thing I could take apart and put together. But coming from where I come from, you can't possibly tell your father you want to go to school and study computer science. Then I'm Igbo. It didn't make any sense. You are either a medical doctor, an engineer, or you're a lawyer. You can't possibly be a computer science. Then they'll say, okay, no problem, we'll send you to a computer school. One of those places where they had computers and they'll teach you how to open an email, possibly Yahoo and the rest of them. And I don't know if any of you can relate to that exactly. So, and one day I said, okay, maybe let me try telling this man that I want to do computer science. So I said to him, oh, I want to learn about computers, do all those things, Bill Gates, and then Bill Gates was the very favorite guy. Mark Zuckerberg wasn't in play then. So he said, okay, no problem. So we went to one place, I can still remember the name, Lensby. So we went, there was a computer school, one of those places, and they registered me for the computer school. So I started learning networking programming. It was just basic stuff, but it got me more interested. I wanted to do more things. At the same time, I didn't see how that was going to pay my bills. I didn't see how it was going to make any difference in my life. So I did my jam. I went to school. I went to read law. When I graduated from law, got called to bar, I served in Benin for a while. There's a reason why I'm giving this background now. I served in Benin, and I discovered something. Working at the local government office wasn't giving me joy. It was just come, hang around, you go at the end of the month. So I went back to my Zeda and said to her, I said, I'm going to leave this place. And she says, you can't leave, you've not completed your NYS. I said, I will leave because there is no work. I want to work. I said, if you see work, will you work? I said, yes, I work. So one day, this judge that everybody refused to work with sent a letter and said she was looking for a lawyer. So she got the ZI called me and I said, okay, I'm going. So I went, and when I got there, she looked me over, and I was quite smaller then, and then she couldn't imagine why I want to work with her when she had scared off enough big people. So she asked me, what can you do? What can you do to make my work easier? That was the very first interview I've ever had in my life, and I didn't even realize I was having an interview. I just thought she's just asking me questions. So I looked at her and said, well, I'm a lawyer. She said, what can you do? I then asked her, I said, how do you prepare your judgments? She said, of course I write them. How else would I be doing that? I said, okay. In my mind, I didn't figure, what can I possibly, I said, okay, no problem. Can I go through your judgments? Can I look at your stack of judgments? She said, that would be a heavy task. Then I said to her, don't they type it after you write it? She said, yes, they type. I said, so why are they not in CD-ROMs? Why are they not available for everybody to have quick access? Because if it was in the CD-ROM or a flash drive or a diskette as a then, I can possibly just slot it in and go through all the judgments you have to give me a better understanding of your work. And then she looked at me and she said, how much do you want me to pay you? Nobody had ever asked me that question in my entire life. Nobody had ever asked me that question. So, and I was earning 5,000 there from the local government where I was working before. So I looked at this woman. At the point, I was a bit afraid. Then I said to her, I said, how much do you want to pay me? She said, that's not an answer. I'm asking you, how much do you want me to pay you? So I said, 35,000. And then she looked at me. She said, okay. You know, I didn't think I thought the okay meant get out of my office, or like, who do you think you are? I said, Ma, she said, okay, can you start work tomorrow? I said, even today, I'm ready. So I was very excited, and that was my first salary. That was how I started work. So back to what my topic for the day is. Please, can I have the first slide? Yes, tool or trap. The theme of this TEDxFUTMinna is give it another thing. Law is something that is not perfect from technology. Law and technology have a perfect marriage. All you need to do is to understand it. Technology can either be a tool or a trap for lawyers, but there are a different set of people who make it easier, who make it tools for us, the lawyers. I'm sure there's no lawyer or someone studying to be a lawyer here. I'm pretty sure, right? Yes. So, but there are programmers, there would be programmers if you don't have currently. There are computer scientists, there are people who work with hardware, a lot of it in this crowd. And you people are the ones who will provide that perfect marriage for us. Law creates a safer space for humans and technology to be at peace. And technology builds better accessible lawyers. When I left Benin, which was where I started, because I served after 2 years, I told the woman, I said, look, I can't work here anymore. I think I've exhausted my skills. I need to learn new skills. I need to go to fresh fields. I want to try and see what I can do. So I moved to Abuja. And I went with her blessings and some references anyway. But I didn't have a job. I just moved to Abuja without a job. But I had something which I didn't, I had contacts, I had an email address, and I had a computer. What this did for me was, one, people referred jobs to me. People I've never met before, but I could speak to them on the phone, which is technology number one. Two, I could send them drafts of my work via mail, technology number two. And then I could video conference if I wanted to, technology number three. I don't know if you understand me. So why? Because somebody who probably will come from this crowd someday had developed that technology to make easier access for lawyers. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So if somebody sat down and thought, okay, how can I communicate with the next person without seeing him? How can I get this across to this person without having to use DHL? How do I do this without having to travel? Somebody thought that out and developed the necessary required technology to to do this. Anyway, after a while, I realized that, okay, I'm taking more interest in this technology, and a lot of things were beginning to happen. Facebook, Twitter, and different social networks were coming. People were having lawsuits related to technology, and not many lawyers could understand it. I wanted to be one of the first few who would understand what this was about, and who will be able to get jobs in that sector, who will be able to make policies in that sector and make informed policies. A lot of people were making rules which they didn't understand. A lot of people were litigating on issues they had no idea about, using existing knowledge, the normal thing you knew. People could not comprehend it at all. So I said, okay, I'm going back to school. So I went back to school. I studied intellectual property and technology law. And then I came back. I got a better understanding, but then people became worried. Oh no, technology is not a good fit for lawyers. I imagine where you had people, robots, replacing people in offices. Nobody will be able to get jobs anymore. This would happen, that will happen. Imagine having to take away a lawyer's job. I kept saying, no. I don't think that's the scenario. I don't think that's what's happening here. I think what is happening is technology is creating a better, it's giving you access, it's giving you more jobs, it's giving you a wider playground, it's giving you something, to talk about, it's giving you a lot. And then lawyers went, but that's not what they are doing. Everybody is creating robots that build cars for Volvo. Everybody is creating robots that pick up things from the floor. Nobody is creating technology for lawyers. Which actually was the truth, because I realized that scientists, engineers, they didn't really think that we had anything in common with them. They didn't understand the need to include lawyers in their work. They didn't understand the need to do things. So I sat down someday and said, do you know what technology? Do you know what technology does for lawyers? And do you know what lawyers do for technology or do with technology? They actually preserve humanity. One, he mentioned Twitter when he was doing his introduction. Most of you have seen that it seems as if gender-related issues are giving a face. Now, there's a lot of, you see what battered wives, men who suffer from abuse in the hands of their partners, women who suffer from abuse in the hands of their partners, and a lot of them. We're getting to know more about those things through the news, Twitter, social media. That is real-time information. People post pictures and the rest of them. That means if I'm being beaten up in my house and I tweet a picture or I tweet for help, somebody can connect to someone, and someone who can reach out to a lawyer who could read it and be able to provide help for me. Now I'm thinking, why hasn't somebody, thought about creating an app where one can react, get access real time, especially maybe for rape victims, people who are in trouble, where you can reach out to somebody, a law officer, a lawyer, someone who can give quick help to the person. That you're helping lawyers preserve humanity. Because you're creating, there's a gap, there's a problem. Why is it that technicians, engineers, why are you not seeing developers? Why are you not seeing that gap? Why are you not thinking that way? This is huge market. This is humanity. This is law. You're creating a marriage that can never be broken, because there will always be problems in life, and there are people out there to provide solutions. Your job is to bring the two people together with the technology you have created. I don't know if anybody's understanding what I'm saying. So I've been looking at it, and every time I talk to engineers, and all the time is we're building better intelligence. I'm like, yes, but we're keeping humanity in check. We're trying to make sure everybody's doing the right thing. So why are you not helping us help you? Why are you not doing something? I'm hoping that I'm challenging somebody. Why are you not doing something that is going to bring, a bigger space for you, create a bigger space for me, and make people happier. And basically, that is what I think technology should be doing. You know, so I look. This is now, say between 2010 till date, we noticed something. Lawyers are beginning to think more in terms of technology. Now, look at the top 5 priorities for law firms in 2016. Number 1, which polled at 94%, improve the use of technology. That is something. That is what everybody is thinking about. How do we use technology to make our law practice better? How do we use technology to improve the lives of people? How do we use technology to bring better service to our clients? What do we do with technology? What are we going to do? How do we... Now, I'm thinking, if lawyers are thinking this way, what are the technicians? What are the technology creators? What are the programmers, the engineers? What are you thinking? Are you interested in this industry? Are you thinking, what are we going to do to help lawyers? Something happened in my office last year. We register students for WAEC exams, and we have an automated process. And for some reason, 2 students were not registered. And that was not noticed until it was past the deadline. These are students who have paid us millions of money throughout their years of study in this place and all that, and we didn't register them. What happened was, we went to court because the parents took us to court and said, you people did this intentionally. It was, you people made this mistake and you people were careless. So I said, okay, we're going to run forensics on the computers, on the systems, and in order to find out what happened, because we needed evidence. The evidence available to us said we were careless. The evidence available to us said we did it on purpose, and nobody could have ever fathomed doing that. We brought in an expert who looked at our systems. Eventually, they found out there was a glitch. I was the only person who was able to run through the evidence provided. Why? Because I already have a little bit advanced knowledge of technology to be able to understand what went wrong with the programming of the system. You see, if I didn't have that knowledge, I wouldn't have been useful to my organization at all. Why? Technology. Everything you do, whether you're a chemical engineer, whether you are a politician, whether you are a businesswoman on the street, whatever you do, you need technology. You need a certain level of technology. Now, the legal challenge for me is this: building legal artificial intelligence. That's the challenge I'm going to throw up to the people in this room. We need artificial intelligence in law. Artificial intelligence, which will be able to do a lot of things for us. You know, there's actually something called quintillions. Almost illimitable number of measurements. I don't know if you understand. Whatever you do, what I'm doing now is data is being fed into a system. Whatever you do, you type a text, it tells something about you, it's selling something about you. Whatever call you make, whatever action you take, it's data. You're feeding data to the ecosystem. So my hope, my dream one day is that someday I'll be able to sit down and I want to sue someone, and I can sit down, analyze the outcome of this case merely by studying data that has been fed into the ecosystem over a period of time about the judge, his cases, about myself, the plaintiff, the defendants, and who else is involved in the case. Use their characteristics. There should, if somebody can stand up, study the data, build an intelligent system that can be able to analyze this data to be able to predict the outcome of a case. That person, believe me, is going to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you very much.